You're not gonna lose any of that weight. You're not gonna eat healthier. You're definitely not gonna be in the gym. By January 12th, not even February, January 12th, you'll be back to doing what you were doing in 2002. You know what? That still works. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ebony Assassin, and if you clicked on this video, you are ready for the biggest shift in your life. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I'm really not. And if you're not ready for that, I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to leave this video. No, don't worry about it. You can come back, but you gotta leave this video. If you're not ready, like, it's gonna be obvious and it's gonna be hard. This process is gonna be very hard for you. I'm just gonna straight up and say it. None of your New Year's resolutions will come to fruition if you don't listen to what I have to say right now. You're not gonna lose any of that weight. You're not gonna eat healthier. You're definitely not gonna be in the gym. By January 12th, not even February, January 12th, you'll be back to doing what you were doing in 2002. You know what? That still works. 2022, like, you're still gonna be doing that stuff, myself included. What I'm really hooting and hollering about is a system and process called Dopamine Detox. Now, hold on. I know some of you got that flat tummy tea in your dresser, in your closet, or your cabinet, and I'm not talking about that. We'll get to that later. What I mean by dopamine detox is exactly how it sounds. You're detoxing from the chemical dopamine. Painful yet rewarding process. Let me just backtrack really quick and let's just talk about the basics. What is dopamine? Dopamine is the happy chemical in our brain. Now, technically, we cannot stop dopamine or create dopamine just automatically. I'm stopping the dopamine right now. However, what we can do is reprogram our minds and our brains and even our hearts to really get the reward passageway in our brain to work for us instead of against us. The reward passageway that the dopamine chemical in our brain uses to flow through, we as a society have overstimulated it. Let's just get sciencey real quick. Since the dawn of time, evolution has happened, right? As man, once we became Homo sapiens, now we do certain behaviors, now we do certain traits. Technically, we are overstimulated in that realm, and so now we have to dial it back so that we can achieve all the things we want to achieve while also still being happy and fulfilled and successful. How do we do that? This is a very male-dominated ideology, and I really hate that misogyny has hijacked the red pill meaning, you know, remember from the Matrix movie, because I feel like doing a dopamine detox is like taking the red pill. Like, it is an uncomfortable truth that you are in your way. Yes, I'm talking to you. You are in your way. Once I realized that, like, it was almost a no-brainer. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, okay, there's really nothing else that I can do other than this detox. Dopamine detox means that we're not going to do all of the modern day things that contribute to dopamine releases. So that could be anything from going on Instagram for so many hours a day, social media in general, watching TV, Netflix, eating all the foods we want, playing with our pets for so long, like, you know, literally anything that's like, oh my God, this is enjoyable, but we overindulge on that. You gotta cut it out. For me, the hardest thing was artificial sugar, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it. What you are doing is stopping the behaviors and habits that is closely linked to the dopamine chemical in your brain. So now that we're on the same page, we are not canceling dopamine, we are reprogramming the brain, which in turn is the dopamine detox. Great. How do we reprogram our brain? This is the only way to do it. I know you're gonna probably, after this, watch a whole bunch of videos of other people doing this dopamine detox, and they will tell you, I did it for 24 hours. Oh, I did nothing all day. Oh, for 24 hours I did nothing. I sat in my room, I did nothing at all. I had no fun, but I also had no insightful thoughts at all. I was just nothing. Just despair. I'm sitting in despair right now. that is not the goal. That is not the goal at all. So that's why for me, I feel like doing the dopamine detox for 24 hours is kind of a sham. We're not supposed to remove joy out of our life. What we're supposed to do is remove distractions and remove ourselves out of our way. Remove fear, remove all of that. So in order to do that, you have to consistently do something. This is how I started, right? On my recommended YouTube page, it was Dopamine Detox, and it was this guy. He's like from the UK, and he looks Indian. I don't know. I'm not trying to be offensive. And I related to him a lot. And then I realized a lot of his fan base are men, which makes sense. If you're a man, you probably have a fan base of men. And I'm like, you know what? We all need this. It's not even a man or woman thing. We all need reprogramming. So, back to the time frame of the dopamine detox. I started this detox actually the first week of December. I'm telling you, I was going through the worst time. Mentally, emotionally, physically, I was just not okay. And I'm like, well, what a better time to do a dopamine detox? I don't recommend starting this detox when you're menstruating, because I was crying, throwing up, and having diarrhea at the same time, and that's not an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration. I'll repeat again, it's not an exaggeration. This is some intense stuff, and if you really are not gonna get into it and really do it for real, just don't even think about it. And I'm not trying to be rude, respectfully, lovingly. Really care about yourself this year. How long do I recommend? I mean, I don't know. I don't know you, I don't know your life, but for me personally, I'm trying to make this a lifestyle, so I'm not putting a time frame on it, but I'm gonna say for at least 6 months, I'm gonna be doing this. And then, after a certain time, you probably just automatically do this. The reprogramming starts when you decide to make a goal, and then next to that goal, you decide the habit that is gonna get you to that goal. For example, for me, I wanted to wake up earlier, right? So I picked 6 a.m. 6 a.m., like clockwork, I automatically wake up now. But before, when I first started my dopamine detox, I was so groggy, so annoyed. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of bed at 6 a.m. even if I put an alarm. I know myself, all right? So the goal is to wake up at 6 a.m., but my habit was to charge my phone on the opposite side of the room, because now this forces me to get up out of bed and turn the alarm off. Now, I know what you're saying. You can just go back to bed. You can. But I'm giving myself an option now. I'm not passively letting myself wake up at 6 a.m. I am forcing myself to get up out of bed and walk all the way over to the nightstand at the opposite end of the room and turn it off. But when I get up, now I'm already up. I'm a very cold turkey, cut dry type of person. Once I'm already up, I can be up and do it. So the habit is helping me reach my goal, because now I'm up, I'm like, might as well go to the bathroom. Might as well, you know what, let me turn on this meditation before I go to the gym. Now my day started because I forced myself with the habit to get to my goal. You're welcome. Make this as customizable as you can, make it as personable as you can, because at the end of the day, it's all about you, and not everything that I'm saying is gonna work for you, and vice versa. Not everything that worked for you is gonna work for me. And I know what you're thinking. I can't stop doing all the things I love. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, this girl, get her off my screen. I was thinking that too. But if you just apply the 80-20 rule, so 80% of the time, you're very much being this dopamine detox person. But sometimes the 20% will kick in, but don't let it kick in all the time. Like if you know, for example, me, I cut out artificial sugar. If you know you're not supposed to be eating artificial sugar, then don't eat artificial sugar at all. Like that should be the goal for sure, like at all. However, since starting the dopamine detox, I have had one piece of candy. I've had one piece of candy in a 30-day span or whatever. And you know what? I actually planned it out. I planned it out. I was like, you know what? For Christmas, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna have a piece of candy. The way that it was so unenjoyable, I couldn't believe it. I was like not loving it because I had oral surgery anyway, and then I tried to have artificial sugar after the fact. I mean, it was a whole week after the fact, but still, it was so gross. It was nasty. I could actually taste the artificial coloring and flavor. Whereas before, when I was addicted to it, I couldn't really taste like that. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you know, you can taste it. You can taste the fakeness. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to eat this. And it's hurting my mouth. Like, my mouth started pounding. Although I hopped into my 20 personality, low-key, I don't think it was worth it, in my opinion. Maybe for some people that cheat their dopamine detox, it's okay. For me, it's never okay. But allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to feel and go from there. But just try to always like stick to your plan. That's the whole point of this whole thing. I'm gonna go back to how long you should do this for, because you know, some people need guidance. I needed guidance. I feel like if you're just now hearing about this and you're kind of really pumped up, want to really try it, I think 17 days is a great time, because that is how long it takes to break a habit. I know it's gonna be hard, but try. Literally, just get up the first time. And if you do that for at least 17 times, I mean, this is a scientific number, okay? I'm not making this up. I feel that you will get to your goal a lot faster if you really just push yourself to get up 17 times. Then after that, it won't really feel like anything. You will be like, oh, I already done this 17 times. I feel like everyone can do 17 days. You know, it's about to be January. Half of January, guys. That's literally all it. January 1st to January 17th. And then see how you feel. And then see how you think. And see if you're reprogrammed. We don't have to make grandiose goals. I feel like making such large goals without really doing any self-introspection, that's how we fail. So, if you know you can't do this for 6 months, then don't even tell yourself that. Tell yourself 17 days. This is totally optional, and this is not for everyone. Intermittent fasting. Fasting. Let's just say fasting. Fasting has helped me tremendously during this time, because I feel like a lot of women, and you know, men too, people have a interesting relationship with food. I know they're delicious and good and great for me sometimes, but also we have a tendency to overindulge, or we have a tendency to not eat any at all. And it's like, okay, the relationship with food has to be more cohesive. So my intermittent fasting starts like when I wake up. I actually have no meals at all until 1 p.m. and I'm awake. And I'm drinking water, okay? I'm staying hydrated, of course, and I'm up and at 'em. But breakfast, the word breakfast has fast in it. Breakfast. The fast part, once you eat first for the day, you're breaking that fast. So because I don't break that fast till 1 o'clock, I'm not hungry. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm active. I go to the gym as soon as I get up after meditating, and then I come back, and then I shower, and then I might make food. I might not. I might get on my computer. I might do some, I'm still like, you know, I'm not starving myself. People think that it's that, but it's not that, y'all. And if you do want some more information on fasting and what I eat in a day, all that good stuff, put a comment below. Please let me know. I need to know. I'm just gonna give you some quick do's and don'ts before I close out this video, because it's a lot of information and it's a lot of feelings. I'm gonna start with a don't. Don't start a dopamine detox on your period. I'm telling you right now, we're already so hormonal and we already want all the good things because our body is draining itself. Do not start this. I did, and I won't take it back from the world, but I was going through it, y'all. I was crying, throwing up, diarrhea, like it was crazy, and I don't wish that on anybody. And thankfully it only lasted like 3 days. I felt very overwhelmed with what I was doing. Be in a good headspace, okay? Just don't do the most. Do make a to-do list every single day. I am a list person. I have like over 900 lists in my phone right now. But doing the dopamine detox, it forced me to write down my list on a piece of paper that I can check things off. I can strike them out. I can moderate it. I can make, you know, little notes and stuff like that. So if you already do this, great. This will definitely help you, obviously, with organization and tracking how your detox is going. Don't take away every single little thing that gives you joy. Like, that is not the point. That is not what we're supposed to be doing. What we're doing is reprogramming the brain by doing certain habits and behaviors that gets us to our goal. All of us are gonna have multiple goals. So one goal may require 3 or 4 habits. and behaviors to achieve it, versus one goal might only take one habit. But just know that the reprogramming is not instant, and you will, like most humans do, make a mistake. And that's okay. Just don't beat yourself up over it. Continue to do what you do, and don't take away everything. For example, for me, I took away artificial sugar altogether. I'm not eating anything that has artificial sugar in it. However, I still eat glucose, which is a form of sugar, a natural sugar that comes in fruits. I'm feeling like I want a piece of candy, I literally make a smoothie, and that has helped me. You know, I know it doesn't help everyone with a sugar addiction, but for me, I have to 100% eat fruit. So, and that brings me into my last point. Do change what gives you joy with a healthy alternative. Am I having 4 or 5 smoothies a day? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm telling you, this healthy alternative has made it able so that I could sit next to a huge tree that has, I don't know, maybe 20 artificial sugar candy canes. And I'm like, a month ago, I will be fiending to have one of those. But I'm not, and I don't. And I feel like it's because of the healthy choices that I've chosen to make. I've chosen to take the red pill. You know, the red pill on how we know how the red pill works, okay? It's just an uncomfortable truth that can really lead you to where you really need to be. I feel like I've been talking a lot. If you are on this dopamine detox life, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about all this. I am, and I'm just feeling blessed. If you like this video, want to see more videos on dopamine detox, let me know any specifics you want to see. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys. Bye.